Hello everybody and welcome to Behind the Scenes of the Singing Christmas Trees. We hope you enjoyed the presentation so far, but you know, there's a whole lot that goes on behind the scenes that you didn't see. I'm here to give you a guided tour of what really happens, what it takes, everybody that's involved, how much time it takes, and to give you just a little insight of our world here at the church. As you guys notice, these trees are huge. They take a whole lot of time to set up. We know you guys don't have that much time, so we sped it up a little bit for you. Now we are behind the Christmas trees. You guys can tell there's a lot of props and stuff back here. If you look over to my left, we actually have two quick changing rooms on either tree. These are for the performers that have to, the Mary and Joseph people of the show, and they have to do a really quick change. There's not enough time to run to the back, and so they do it right here real quick. Also, if you want to see this pipe right here, we actually pipe air conditioning from behind the Christmas trees. As we keep walking, this part right here, this is the lemay that is actually in between the two trees. There's the set piece, so we are standing right behind that, just to kind of give you a little quick reference of where we are. These are those dimmer racks that actually control the Christmas trees. Each little red light is another circuit board for the Christmas lights, and that's how those are controlled. Some extra power and all that stuff. As we keep walking down over here, we're now under house right. This is the organ. As you know, we're well known for our organ, and we can't just take it off the stage. So what we do is actually build the scaffolding in the tree around the organ, and it fits just nice and snug. Another cool thing is we have a little monitor right here. This is so the organ player can actually see the director, so we know what to do. As we keep walking, this is the other tree. This is another quick change. If you guys look above me, you see these catwalks. This is actually how half the choir get on and off the tree. There are 4 or 5 different entry points for every single tree, so we can load the tree in actually a pretty quick amount of time. We actually have 2 doors on either side of the stage, and this is how the cast and choir get on the stage. Now, throughout the year, you don't see this because there are actual risers in front of it. But this door will actually take you right to the back hallways of the church. And that's how everybody gets on and off. Well, as you guys can tell, the tree construction really takes a long time, and it's a very involved process. I know I'm glad my tree at the house isn't 40 feet tall. As you guys were watching the presentation, you may have noticed how all the choir members are all the same height. Well, as you know, not everybody is the same height. So what we do, all the choir members actually have a different box. Some people have a 9-inch box, some people have a 5-inch box. And what it does is it just makes everybody the same height, so when you're looking out to them, they all look perfect. Now, another cool thing about the show that we do around here is the lights. As you can see, we have tons of lights hanging all over the place. I spoke with Jeff Atkinson on just how he does this. Jeff, tell me a little bit about what you do here.
Well, I pretty much started a few weeks ago on a 6-foot mini tree. I pre-program all of the trees before I even walk into the main space. That allows everybody to keep working in here so I don't, kind of hold anybody up. Then I start integrating a lot of different systems, including we have moving motors this year, the Kabuki Drop. I have 70-plus moving lights, plus I have something called a DL3, which is a moving head video projector that allows us to put any sort of video on the backdrop, as you can see right now, that we want. And it all runs off of my lighting console, which is great. The Kabuki system is something that I had thought of actually before we actually ended the last trees, and I had pitched it, and we just didn't have enough time. And it's literally, there's a button backstage that releases a magnet that has all of the drape hung to it. So it's actually 2 buttons, and they push both buttons at the same time, and the whole thing hopefully falls. The tree show itself is usually about 200 to 300 cues, somewhere in between there. It usually lands around 250, 260, which is pretty standard for a show of this size. I'm using a Martin Maxis desk. Martin is just the name of the manufacturer that we use, and we're using a lot of Martin moving lights as well. I use a tungsten-based front light that helps with our video elements and also helps with our Sunday mornings. Then I'm using brand new fixtures this year called Mac 3s that do a ton of stuff. As far as everything that's in the air and the man hours and stuff like that, we start this usually the week before Halloween.
Now I'm down here in the orchestra pit, getting ready for tonight's performance. Let's go upstairs and talk to Dave in front of house and see how he makes them sound so good.
Hi, I'm David Sumrall. I work here at First Baptist, taking care of the audio stuff for the church. For Trees 2009, that means a lot of things. We have 32 mics for the Singing Christmas Trees. We've got 153 actual inputs spread across 4 consoles with 4 operators. That includes things like the band, things like the singers, the drama, the choir mics, about 50-something inputs for orchestra. We also have another person up here that helps just kind of guide us and direct us on calls and cues and things. Then backstage we have Derek, who's helping us with putting headsets on characters and cast. As far as the kinds of microphones we're using, wireless we're using Shure UHF and UHFR. All the singers have the newer KSM9 capsule, which sounds absolutely amazing. Neumann KM84s in the tree. Then our cast are on Countryman E6s, which are the little headset mics. Some of our singers have DPA mics. Our pastor has a DPA mic. Orchestra, we've got everything from some AKGs to some Shure SM81s. A good mixture of everything. A lot of microphones.
Hi everybody, my name is Dana Meeks. Months before, what we do is we actually have some dates where we set up and record the orchestra. In addition, we have other dates where we record the choir, and those tracks are also mixed and then mixed with the orchestra. So basically Jeff has a full track of what we're actually going to do on stage to do the programming for the lights to. There's a couple of numbers in the program that the kids choir is out here on stage. Well, you'll see that they don't have any microphones in front of them. We do record those people, those kids, and that's what's played back from here. But I can guarantee you that they are the actual kids that are on stage. What I do basically in a nutshell is I'll sit here, I'll watch the conductor. Once the conductor says go, I start the computer. The click track starts, he hears that, he counts off the orchestra and choir to start. At the same time, the time code that's emitted from this computer goes back to Jeff in lighting, and his complete lighting system and automation follows exactly what we do from this pit.
Now, my personal favorite of this whole entire program are the trees. This year, we strung them with brand new mini lights. Each tree has 133,000 lights. If you were to take both trees, all those lights, stringing from end to end, you're reaching over 12 miles worth of mini lights. Pretty cool, huh? Let's go back to Jeff and see how he programs them all.
Well, the trees are pretty much set up in a matrix. There's 6 different colors, there's 9 blocks across, and they're 15 rows high. So we're able to literally go through, pre-program the whole thing, do sweeps across the trees, and everything is lined up in a timeline. So the director literally has the same click going in his ear that I have going on my computer, so that everything syncs up exactly. It's really a phenomenal system. It's a little finicky, but when all is said and done, that's how you see everything. It's great.
Well, now that the lights are up, the stage is set, the orchestra here, the audience is waiting very patiently. Let's see how we bring it home for you to watch it on your TV.
Hi, I'm Scott Link. I'm the pastor of media communications here at the church, and we're inside the broadcast control room here. On the Thursday night, we actually light the program differently. We record every single feed. We isolate those cameras. What you don't know is that on Tuesday during the dress rehearsal, we also record that night. And on Monday of that same week, we take a handheld camera. We go around and record that night. So we have 3 nights worth of footage to pull from. For what we're doing this year, we're primarily using the front row up here, where we have a switcher control panel, and the person sitting there is calling the shots to all the cameras, and he is cutting the television program that you see. And then we have an image magnification director, or an IMAG director, that sits at this desk. Anything that goes on the screens on the side, he controls that. We have 6 cameras that we use to shoot the presentation. 4 are in standard studio configurations. 1 is on a 25-foot long CamMate Travel Series jib that gets us some really great sweeping shots of the platform. And the 6th camera is actually up in the balcony on a really wide shot. It's that shot you see at the beginning when the kabuki falls.
So what we do in the audio world for video is I multi-track everything on Pro Tools. After we multi-track everything, I will look at all the levels of everybody talking and the instruments playing, the singers singing and the solos, and I'll make sure everything is level and mixed within the music the way it should sound. This is a Yamaha PM1D console. Currently, we have the capability of recording up to 80 tracks simultaneously. For the show, we used 74.
As folks come in about 6:30 when the doors open, a crew goes out into the worship center and asks them questions about their own Christmas memories. And then we come back and transfer over the files from that recording, edit that really fast, and then get ready to play it back from this machine into the video switcher. So every single night the video is different than any other night of the presentations.
As you guys can probably tell by now, there's a whole lot of work that goes involved into making these trees work. And us here at the tech team, we like to have a little fun every now and then, because it's not all work. Now that's just a little look at behind the scenes of the Singing Christmas Tree 2009. From all of us here at First Baptist Orlando, we thank you and we'll see you next year.